Hello, August 25th. Alright, let's do this. Oh, I got an easy problem today. Maximum area of longest diagonal rectangle. 2D zero index and generate dimensions. For all indices I, dimension I0 represents the length and dimension I represents the width of the rectangle. So we have a length and a width. Return the area of the rectangle having the longest diagonal. If there are multiple rectangles with the longest diagonal, return the area of the rectangle having the maximum area. The longest diagonal. So we go through them, get the longest diagonal, and also getting the area. So if the diagonal is longer, I update the area. But if the diagonal is the same, I choose the area. Nothing to say. So, longest largest area. We have it doesn't matter, right? Length and width. Alright, so we say if d squared, longest d squared. So d squared is L times L plus W times W. If it's d squared and A's area is L times W. If d squared is larger than longest this, right, then longest this equal to d2 and the largest area will equal to A. Else if d2 is equal to longest d2, in this case largest area shall be maximum largest area in A. Otherwise we don't consider, and then at the end I will return the largest area. Okay, done with this. I'll come back to this problem. Activate them in any order. To activate an inactive at index I, the number of currently active elements must be strictly less than limit I. And activate the element at index I as value of I to the total. After each activation, if the number of currently active elements become X, and then all elements J permanently inactive. Even if they are already active. Maximum total you can obtain. Alright, so value and limit. All elements are inactive. You may active them in any order. So initially, number of active is 0. You want to active them. But if you add too much, then all the other ones will get inactivated. I said I know how to do it, but I kind of forgot what I thought about it. All elements, I think it's, you pick the limit. So like with limit to 1, I have 5. Right, limit 2, I have 3. At limit 3, I have 8. And then when we start, we'll add, so each time you activate, you will add something, right? And we want to make sure that when you're activated, the total will be kept as small as possible so you don't get to the next one. Yeah, so let's say when you activate it, so in reality there can be multiple values here, right? So in reality you'll always activate the smallest, okay? So active 1, and I get 5. And then I will record the current activated 1. And then because it's larger than this, when you activate it, anything that's still on here you just cannot do, right? All elements for this smaller equal to, yeah, so you activate, you add this one is gone, and then you move to the next one. Yes, we can do, so we activate, now activate is 3, right? So this is plus 3, right? Activate 3, then there's plus 3. Then, unless you cannot do, right? Oh yeah, you have inactive. So this one gets activated. So this become activated, and then this become inactive again. Yeah, so this is 1. I add 5, right? But now because of this 1, everything below shall be becoming activated. Right? The number that you get active shall become inactivated. And so actually current active should be 0. Right? Current active should be 0. Because you active 1, and then you got 1, but active becomes 0. Now 2 you activate, so that current active is 2, and they're the same, so you return it becomes 0. The active is 3, and you add that, but current active hold on. Activated. That is 5. Right? Before after active. Becomes inactive. Yeah. Oh wait, hold on. This is the limit. This is the limit. So you add 1. So this one is still active, right? So current is 1, so this one is still active. And then if there are more, then we keep adding in here. Right? If it's 1, there's 2, so we can keep adding this. If we have more, right? So I can keep adding this. Now I add 1, it'll become 2. So we add another 1, but this is 2, so it's equal. Right? So it's equal. So if it's equal, then we need to remove. If it's equal, then we need to remove. All elements j. So everybody here need to be inactive. So basically we all just keep adding. Right? We keep adding until we reach this number, and then we're done. Then we go to the next one. Keep adding until we reach this number. So essentially we sort this, right? And then we sort the value. So we keep adding until we hit this number. So those are the ones that we can add. Right, so we do that, and this one gets inactivated. So we return back to 0. And we'll do the next one. And we'll do the same thing. Well, give us a shot. Limit the key and append all the values to the limit and sorted descent. Go from the smallest limit. To each limit we can add limit number of elements. A number of values. If we add from large to small, we get the maximum values available for the given limit. Right? For the given limit, so we get that. And once the limit is hit, we can not add anymore. We have to deactivate it, which means the number of active becomes 0, unless the now we have to deactivate all the elements. I added all the elements added for the current limit. Now we move on to the next limit. Right, so we can add fewer than needed. At the after we have something remaining. It doesn't matter, we'll just add as many as we can, and then deactivate and move on. So what I need is a sorted map, which is just a map, right? So a map is going to be an int and a vector. So call it M. Okay, so what do? I say map limit I dot push. It's not map, it's M. Push back value I. For int I forgot. How do I look through the key? Constant auto pair. P dot second. I think sort. Start again. Greater. Sort vector set. Okay. Read only is not assignable. Now I sorted, and then we have say active is 0, right? Long is the rest. So for auto, this one can go const auto p, right? So we have the limit. So limit is p dot first. Then auto vowels is p dot second. Okay, so we have limit and I have values. Then we're gonna go however many active we have. Right, so for I0 I smaller than vowels dot size. Actually we have the minimum vowel dot size, actually not vowel, then it has a smaller than that, and it has a smaller than limit. Okay, so you cannot go more than that, and you have to also smaller than. You have to also smaller than current active. Actually, no. If I have that many inactive, so it's actually going to be the limit, right, minus current active. That's the maximum number that you can go. So you can now go more than that. Sometimes you can only go one, even if you have multiple. Right? Be okay, so this and how many do we know that has been added? Yeah, so we add that much. Right, we add that much. It doesn't matter. So rest will plus equal to rounds I. And then active plus plus. Right, so we add all those actives. We add until we cannot add any more. Right, until we cannot add any more. And then we say we either hit the limit. Okay, so we add it. So now the active is the number of active, right? And now so the number of active has hit the limit, equal to limit. And that means everybody inside must be deactivated. Right? Everybody inside must be deactivated. Hold on, here's the thing. Everybody inside must be deactivated. How many do we need to deactivate? Right, if I add that much, that causes it to. If only I add it, then you remove everybody. That makes sense. But if I have previous, right, my predecessors, let's add some, and then add some, well, they just continue add. And then at a certain point I hit, I think this might be changing, right? Because every time you add and somebody has this one, you add this much, right? And then once you're done, you check. You check the active. The current active is largely equal to the current one. If it's smaller than your one, Now you should check this, and then you should remove and remove. And that's the thing. When you remove this, number of active goes down. And you might be able to get more. So you need to keep track, which means each time you add a new one, right? Each time you add a new one, you need to check. Maybe some can be removed, and then you go for the next one. I think we need a dynamic. We need a dynamic. Template fix. Limit is just n. There's a number of activated. Number of activated. I need another one. There's the current active, and I need a vector. Okay. A pair. Activated. This is the limit. Number of activated. Right. So this and this, which is fine. And then I think we'll add in the vowels, right? Now we'll do this too. Okay. So that's active or plus, right? And then I need to move to the next one. But before I move to the next one, I need to check if there's anything. So I need a int j equal to 0. Index activated array. Right. So this will be while j is smaller than activated size. Okay. So these are the number of activated. We say if activated j dot first as the limit becomes smaller or equal to active. Right, it's smaller equal to active, then everybody in there becomes inactive. So it's active so minus equal to activated j second, and all of them become inactive in j plus plus. Right. Now go to the next one, and then we just keep removing. Then active becomes small. Then this one we can expand even more. And then this double line is plus, right? And then towards the end when we get out, right? When this one is done, we basically finish the current limit, right? Then we No, how many we added. Okay, so dealing with the current limit, and we shall say int added. Added. And so we go to the end, we'll say activated pushback limit added. That's how many we added for the current one, right? And then we'll go on to the next one. Get these, and then we'll add as much as we can. Every time we add one, we check. Right? If first is small quantitative, and else or break. So if the first one is larger than, and then the remaining will be larger than, right? So yeah. And then I'll go I plus plus. And the next one we add, once we hit it, we do this, and then keep adding, we add everybody, we get this out. Okay. And then at the end, I think that should be it. Huh. Turn this. Okay, let's give this a shot. This one's not right, the third one. It's not really say have 2 is a 5, 3 is a 4, 2, 1. And my goal, I will add 2, so current active, we have 1 active, and the value is 5. And then here, I can add 3. I can add 2. Right? I can add 2. Initially, I can add 2. I think this is exactly the initially. We can add 2, but then when we did become 2, right, when we become 2, then first is small equal to active, active minus. When should we become so the outside is 3, the limit is 3, and that minus should be. So we add this, active's 2, so actually active is only 1, right? So we shall be able to get 2. We shall be able to get 2. Okay, so I think this shall be plus limit minus active. Hold a second. Is the total active need to be smaller than the outside size? Hold on. Let's redo this. So for one, I need to smaller than the outside size. Okay, this is for sure. And current active, it is smaller than this. As long as these two are fulfilled, I think it should be fine. Well, we got it. Yeah, not the best performance, but we got it done. Performance is pretty bad. We can work on performance. Right, we'll probably read the solutions. Read the hints, actually. Okay, that will be it.